There's a moment that happens for many parents after Christmas is over. The house is quiet again, the decorations are coming down, and suddenly, a sentence you said won't leave your mind. Not because it was loud, not because it was cruel, but because you wished you could take it back. If you're a parent, especially over 60, you may know this feeling well. Christmas has a way of pulling words out of us that we didn't plan to say. And sometimes, those words stay with our children far longer than the holiday itself. Today, I want to tell you one story about one parent, one Christmas, and 6 small sentences that carried more weight than anyone expected. I've spent years listening to families talk about holidays, not just the joyful parts, but the quiet regrets that surface afterward. In counseling rooms, in retirement communities, and in personal interviews, older parents often say the same thing. I didn't mean it that way, but I wish I had chosen different words. This story reflects what research and lived experience both show us, that emotional memory lasts longer than intention. Margaret was 72 that Christmas. She had been awake since 5 in the morning, quietly preparing the house. The same recipes, the same tablecloth, the same expectations she carried every year. Her adult children were coming, all of them. That alone felt like a small miracle. By noon, the house was full, laughter mixed with tension. Old roles returned without anyone noticing. Margaret smiled, she hugged, she served, and she spoke. Later, much later, she would realize that 6 of those sentences would stay with her long after the tree was gone. Let's slow Margaret's story down. Situation. She wanted Christmas to be meaningful. She wanted closeness. She wanted harmony. Desire. More than anything, she wanted to feel like her family still needed her. Conflict. Stress, fatigue, old habits, and the pressure of one day carrying a whole year's worth of emotions. Change. Words came out before reflection could catch them. Result. Nothing exploded, no one stormed out, but something shifted quietly inside both Margaret and her children. The 6 regretted things woven through the story. The first thing she said, "You look tired. Are you taking care of yourself?" Margaret meant concern, but her daughter heard judgment. Later that night, Margaret noticed her daughter avoiding mirrors, and the regret began to form. The second thing she said, "I just thought you'd be further along by now." It slipped out during dinner, a casual tone, a gentle smile. Her son laughed it off, but inside, something old reopened, a quiet comparison to who he thought he should be. Margaret wouldn't realize until weeks later that this sentence had echoed far louder than the compliments she offered afterward. The third thing she said, "We never did it that way in our family." It was about how the grandchildren were being raised. Small comment, familiar phrase. But what her daughter heard was, "You're doing it wrong." Margaret noticed the conversation change after that. Shorter answers, less sharing. The fourth thing she said, "I sacrificed a lot for you." She didn't say it angrily. She said it with a sigh, and immediately the warmth in the room cooled. Research shows that reminding adult children of sacrifice often creates guilt, not gratitude. Margaret didn't know the research. She just felt the distance afterward. The fifth thing she said, "I'm just being honest." This one came after a comment that stung. Psychologists note that this phrase often acts as a shield, protecting the speaker while leaving the listener exposed. Margaret used it reflexively, and regretted it almost immediately. The sixth thing she said, "This might be our last Christmas together." She meant it tenderly, but fear filled the room. Her children didn't hear love, they heard pressure. Margaret would lie awake that night, replaying the silence that followed. According to research in family psychology, emotionally charged moments, like holidays, amplify the impact of words. The brain stores these moments more deeply, especially when they involve belonging, approval, fear of loss. Studies from Harvard and Stanford have shown that adult children remain emotionally sensitive to parental language well into midlife, even when relationships appear stable. It's not because parents are bad, it's because parents matter. Margaret mattered more than she realized. A week after Christmas, Margaret sat alone with a cup of tea. She replayed the day, not the food, not the gifts, but the moments where the room felt different. So she did something brave. She called her daughter first. She didn't explain, she didn't justify. She said, "I've been thinking about Christmas. Some things I said didn't come out the way love feels. I'm sorry." There was a pause. Then her daughter exhaled deeply. One sentence, that was enough to begin repairing what 6 others had strained. Margaret learned something that winter. You don't need perfect words, you need repair. If you are a parent watching this, especially during the holidays, remember this. Your children won't remember every detail of Christmas, but they will remember how they felt when you spoke. Before you speak, try asking yourself, does this need to be said today? Does this bring us closer or create distance? Is this love or fear talking? And if you've already said something you regret, it's not too late. A sincere apology spoken calmly can soften even long-held wounds. Christmas isn't about saying everything on your mind. It's about protecting what's in your heart. If this story resonated with you, please like this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe for more gentle wisdom about family, aging, and connection. Because sometimes the words we choose not to say are the greatest gifts of all.